once the opportunity arose for him to close the show, he did it in emphatic style.
Whatever he hits falls.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for I-40 in association with MTK Global in Manchester for the announcement of the show on the 2nd of November.
Yep.
Well, I don't know where to start. I think I do know where to start. Eddie Hearn actually forgot that you were there.
Disrespect.
It was, wasn't it?
Disrespect, KUGAN. If it weren't for Katie Taylor saving me, giving me a nudge, that would have been
What
it.
would have happened? Like, I almost didn't want Katie Taylor to even say it.
Yeah, I
just
didn't.
to see what would have happened, because he would have got everyone up and then sat everyone. It would have been so awkward.
And he had the cheat, and then he sort of played. Hey, had you then? He forgot, didn't he? He forgot.
He did forget.
Yeah, but no, I'm joking. It's I've got with it. Listen, it's a great card. It was busy up there. It was all crammed in, so it's allowed.
It's allowed. We'll
Said a few nice things about me before it, so it's allowed.
Of course. One last hurrah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. Yeah.
Why did you kind of?
No, because
pause-ish?
listen, I think I don't want to be the guy who says, "Oh, one last fight," and then I'll have another one. I'll have another one. And so if I say it now, then I'd like to stick to. No, I'm saying I want to stick to my word, because. You know, I've said it time again. You stay in boxing too long, it'll take more from you than you take from boxing. You should never let that. As much as amazing as a boxing been, it's took me to places that I never could have imagined. It's made the life, you know, my life easier, my family's life easier, more importantly. But it's, do you know, being realistic now, and I've been getting punched. I made my professional debut October 2006 at the arena, so it's over 13 years later. I'm still getting punched with the small gloves, and listen, I've achieved everything I wanted to out of boxing. And you know, yeah, I'd love to win another world title, but I'm a realist as well, KUGAN, where Lomachenko's got the belts. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. So. You know, someone would say, oh, there's still some big money fights out there, but then would I be doing it for the wrong reason? And, you know, you can earn money other ways, and yeah, it might not be as good as what would get in those, you know, fights that could be talked about, but I think you've got to be sensible.
You've had some sensational nights at that stadium.
Yes.
What kind of comes to the top of it for you?
It's sad, obviously, winning the title.
Yeah.
Defending it was right up there. Defending it was right up there because I was an underdog that night. There's so many, like the Burns night was a great night because the arena had not long reopened. I had a great dance partner in Ricky. Obviously, me and John Murray had a great little battle there. You know, so we split. The city was split, and there's been so many, KUGAN, do you know what I mean? But like I said, I say it all the time. I've been to that arena for years and years before the days of Ricky. Obviously, Ricky's big nights, nothing will ever compare to them for me. But to be the next one in line to have the big nights at the arena, the next Manchester lad, it means a lot. Sound good, right?
He's outdone you. He'll still be going when they rename the arena again. He'll be still there. Opponent-wise,
yes.
Who's been talked about at the moment?
Genuinely, honestly, there was a good Russian fighter who got mentioned already, but then that, and now a few more have come through. Genuinely, not got an opponent yet. Like a few people saying, you must have. I don't know. I'm going to speak to Eddie after here or tonight on the way home. But it'll be someone, who's a good fighter. It'd be just for the ego. If I was going there to bowl someone out in a round or two, it's just for the wrong reasons as well. Do you know what I mean?
Unlikely to be a domestic opponent though.
I think so, yeah, unlikely. Because I know a few people have mentioned Tommy to me, Tommy Crolla. I think Tommy put something on social media.
Derry Matthews chucked his name in the hat on
one
of Eddie Hearn's Instagram posts.
He probably means it as well. But I know Tommy's put something a bit back. That's what I mean, but I was away at the time, so I didn't tell him. But I won't be rude or ignoring the thing. And I've got a lot of respect for him, I really have. Does a lot of great things, outside of boxing. It's never been talked about sort of to us, so we'll see, mate. I genuinely, well, hopefully, like you say, in the next few days, we'll have an opponent confirmed.
Is it about one last win, or is it one last war?
Well, I want to go out on a win. That's it. You're not kidding. I certainly want to go out on a win, and Yeah, I'd take it if it's a bit of a war as well. But I think, you know, I want to. Most important is obviously getting the win against good opposition. And it's just that last night in Manchester, really. Do you know what I mean a lot to us? It's probably, I know they boxed there sort of by the time fight night comes, almost 12 months ago. But I'd sort of like to go out with a nice win there, rather than how I did. Although it was against one of an all-time greats in Lomachenko, I'd like to go out with a win. But like I say, we'll be in a proper fight, and I look forward to it.
Well, it's a bit of an understatement to say that you had your moments in your career more so, and kind of that. I know a lot of people had their opinions about you fighting Lomachenko, as did people for Luke Campbell. But the bottom line is, if you don't want to fight guys like that, then you're in the wrong sport.
Yeah, you're in the wrong sport. And listen, nearly every fighter wants to be a world champion. Someone as good as Lomachenko just happens to hold 3 of the belts. It's it was 2 and I boxing, but do you know what do? You try and take other steps? Listen, I could hang around in boxing now and try and get fights, and there's probably still decent money fights for me, but I would be doing it just for the money. And is that the right reason? No, it's not. There's, like I say, I might not get paid as much as what some of those fights would do, but you still earn money. Do you know what I mean? And if that's what you're in for, it's for the wrong reasons.
A word on Joe Gallagher as well.
Yes.
Obviously, what was his kind of thoughts about you having this last one?
Joe was like, I think he always knew it was going to. Joe would have been happy to me to retire, and then he said like, oh, you know, I just do an 8-rounder or something. Like, Joe, I could never ever just do an 8-rounder. So I he's backing there. He's backing me, but he would have been happy for me to twang up the gloves, and he just wants this to be the last one now, and it will be, but he didn't accept this. He don't want me to be carrying on after this.
Okay, well, Anthony, obviously wish you luck in your final camp as a professional, and listen, I'm sure you'll be around the scene even after your fight and everything. So,
of course, definitely.
But we'll definitely catch up with you ahead of November the 2nd. It should be an emotional night.
Thank you, yeah.
It's not as emotional as what you've got on here.
Mate, they've gone down, mate. I've had mixed feedback, believe it or not. Can you believe it?
Why not?
More people asking me about the pants than the fight. That's but no, I'm happy with them.
Top man. Anthony Crolla, thank you very much for the fire from TV, and obviously we'll catch up with you before November 2nd.
Defo, mate, defo.
Top man.
Bye-bye.
The opportunity arose for him to close the show, and he did it in emphatic style.
Whatever he hits falls.